Hi, PerspectiveWeather.com meteorologist Paul Dorian here on Thursday, September 26th. Another nice morning here in the Mid-Atlantic region. It turns warmer this afternoon, more breezy with increasing clouds as a frontal system approaches from the north and west. That front can cause a couple of scattered showers during the mid and late afternoon hours, but not a heavy rain event by any means. Our overall generally dry weather pattern looks like it'll continue for the next several days, and we have some quite warm spells included in this overall weather pattern. Again, we turn warmer this afternoon, high temperatures well up in the 80s, then much more comfortable on Friday. In fact, some suburbs along the I-95 corridor could start off the day tomorrow in the upper 40s as we have another refreshingly cool air mass coming our way. However, that'll kind of retreat quickly on Saturday, and Saturday looks like a very warm and humid day in places like D.C., Philadelphia, New York City, not all that far from record high temperatures on Saturday. Some places may end up reaching quite close to the 90-degree mark Saturday afternoon ahead of the next frontal system. That front will usher in another more comfortable air mass for Sunday and Monday, but we turn very warm again by the middle part of next week here in the Mid-Atlantic region. As far as the tropics are concerned, still a couple of systems to monitor, but no threat to the U.S. as of this time. We have the tropical storm Karen, which is already turning away from the coast. It looks like it'll continue in a fashion like that out into the open part of the Atlantic Ocean. And Hurricane Lorenzo, maximum sustained winds of 125 miles per hour, quite a strong storm, but that too looks like it'll take a track out over the open waters of the Atlantic Ocean. We'll continue to monitor that. Two systems right now, Tropical Storm Karen, Hurricane Lorenzo. Well, let's take a look at the current radar, and actually is some activity this morning. Again, it's been a very dry pattern overall for the past couple of weeks here. Some scattered showers, maybe an embedded rumble of thunder out across West Virginia, western Pennsylvania. More of the activity with this approaching frontal system lies across the Great Lakes, and again, the main forcing with this system will be kind of to the north of the D.C., Philadelphia, New York City corridor. However, certainly cannot rule out a shower during the mid or late afternoon hours in the I-95 corridor region from D.C. to New York City. Anywhere along here, there can be a late day shower, maybe even an embedded rumble of thunder, but again, most of the activity with this front will stay to the north of this particular region. Well, before we take a look at the surface forecast map from last night's GFS model, let's take a look at the 850 millibar temperature anomalies going forward. This is from the ensemble run of the GFS in the overnight hours. This is the current 5-day period. We're in a very warm stretch for the eastern half of the nation. Notice much above normal on average for the next 5 days, the current 5-day period. Notice a lot of cold air out across the northwestern U.S. and southwestern Canada. Indeed, the first legitimate snowstorm of the season on its way for parts of this northwestern part of the nation. And that cold air eventually makes it into the northeastern part of the nation. This is the current 5-day period. Now let's jump ahead to days 6 to 10. This is for the next week. We actually begin the month of October next week, and a very warm weather pattern returns to the Mid-Atlantic region by, let's say, Tuesday and Wednesday of next week. Could be 85 to 90 degrees again by the middle part of next week, and this is the average of that 5-day period from October 1st to October 6th, basically next week. So again, we have some comfortable air masses, but still an overall warm weather pattern. It turns cooler late tonight and more comfortable on Friday. Very warm again Saturday, then more comfortable again Sunday and Monday, but much warmer Tuesday and Wednesday, centered around this time period right here. And again, by next Wednesday, D.C., Philly, New York City could be 85 to 90 degrees. Meanwhile, look at that colder than normal air starting to press to the east here by the latter part of next week. Let's now jump ahead to days 11 to 15. And here we go. Take a look at the difference in the northeastern part of the nation. That colder air that first starts to be visible in southwestern Canada and northwest U.S. does make its way all the way across the northern U.S. and by, let's say, October 6th to October 10th, days 11 to 15, we're averaging below normal here, not only in the mid-Atlantic, the northeast U.S., but across the Great Lakes and northern plains. So while we do have some very warm weather over the next 5 to 7 days or so, there is some cooler than normal weather coming our way for the early part of October. Well, let's walk through last night's 6C GFS model run. We're looking at surface forecast maps. All these maps, by the way, available at tropicaltidbits.com. Again, some activity this morning on radar. Most of the forcing with this particular frontal system is to the north of the D.C., Philadelphia, New York City corridor. Here we go into the late afternoon hours. Again, there can be a shower in mid to late afternoon in D.C., Philly, and New York City, but most of the activity is to the north, let's say New York City north, associated with this frontal system. We turned very warm this afternoon. The breeze will pick up. The clouds will increase today as this front approaches. But then a nice, cool, high-pressure system takes over in the overnight hours. Temperatures will really drop late tonight going into early tomorrow. And again, some suburbs along the I-95 corridor region, especially north and west of Philly, north and west of New York, could reach the upper 40s by early tomorrow. A very nice day to end the work week, but that high jumps off the coast quite quickly tomorrow night and opens the door for southwesterly flow of air going into the day on Saturday. We become not only very warm, but more humid as well. The humidity will be quite noticeable Saturday afternoon, Saturday evening, ahead of this next frontal system. That can also produce a shower or thunderstorm in the I-95 corridor region late Saturday into Saturday evening. Perhaps a little better chance of a shower or thunderstorm associated with this frontal system late Saturday night as compared to later today. That too will be followed by a more comfortable air mass here as we move into the day on Sunday. High pressure to the north. Good thing this time of the year. It brings in more comfortable air for Sunday and Monday. Notice all the blues out here again. The first legitimate snowstorm of the season headed for the northwestern part of the country by the latter part of the weekend. Very cold air for this time of the year, bottled up there, but as we saw a few minutes ago, that cooler than normal air eventually works its way all the way across the nation, and we get cooler than normal later in the month of October. Here we go now. By Monday morning, high pressure still in control in the northeast, a raging snowstorm across Montana in the southwestern part of Canada. That's it for now. For PerspectiveWeather.com, I'm meteorologist Paul Dorian.